Hi everyone, it's Charlie. Game of Thrones had their season 8 premiere in New York City yesterday. There were a bunch of early reviews and reactions that came out of it. We even got like a small snippet of the brand new redesigned opening credits sequence, and they gave it a major upgrade. So I'm just going to break down all these early reactions and reviews and things that the actors said, confirming a couple big theories. But remember, this is just for episode 1, and I'll try to keep this as non-spoilery as possible, but we're 1 week away from the premiere. So be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll be doing videos for all the episodes all season long, and for the Game of Thrones prequel TV series, which is supposed to premiere next year. We'll also do weekly HBO Now subscription giveaways. All you have to do to enter that is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. So we'll say thank you very much, Melisandre, for giving us the clips of the new intro, but we'll start with number 10 and work our way down the list. So all this is coming from Season 8, Episode 1 that aired last night. So number 10, there was a message that Maisie Williams and Sophie Turner recorded as their characters Arya and Sansa that played before the episode, warning about screenings. Sansa said, "No photos, no videos, no posting spoilers on social media." Then Arya said, "Do you think that you're safe when you get home, you stupid man? You're never safe." Sansa said, "If your phone should happen to ring during the show, your face would look lovely on my sister's wall. We will take these matters seriously. You should as well." Arya replies, "Remember what happened to the last bastard who effed us." And Sansa says, "Okay, enjoy the show." So obviously they're referring to Ramsay Bolton, the last bastard who literally effed Sansa. So hopefully they'll release that clip online, but it's just a really funny thing they played to prevent people in that crowd from releasing spoilers. No hate on her, but apparently it wasn't quite enough of a message for Melisandre to turn her phone off and not record that new intro sequence. But 9, everybody was going crazy about all the reunions. They did say there's epic sequences, not just table setting for the rest of the season. Major big reveals happen in very satisfying ways and big payoffs. I think the reunions that they're speaking of obviously are Jon Snow with the other Stark children, particularly Jon and Arya reunion, Jon Snow and Ghost's reunion because Ghost is supposed to be there during season 8, Jon and Samwell's reunion, then Arya and Gendry's reunion, Jorah Mormont's reunion with the little bear who's his niece. You can see her sitting right here. Jaime and Bran possible reunion, Jaime and Tyrion possible reunion, and then obviously Tyrion and Sansa reunion. Hello, former wife. Are we technically still married if you subsequently got married to Ramsay Bolton? Technically, I do not think that they're married because 1, they didn't consummate the marriage, and 2, if they were still married and the Boltons tried to marry Ramsay to Sansa, then the rest of the North and the realm wouldn't recognize that marriage. And that was the whole point, is that they wanted legitimacy by having a Stark in Winterfell, and they were using Sansa to do that. So even though Sansa seems like she's gonna hate the crap out of Daenerys in the first episode, at least she'll probably enjoy Tyrion's company a little bit. Number 8, when they reference it not just being all table setting for later episodes in the big battle, is probably a reference to them paying off Jon Snow learning the truth about his parents during the episode at some point, and Daenerys learning that Viserion was raised as a white by the Night King. Either Bran Stark could have told him that, or they could have gotten a raven from the wall if the wildlings were able to send one out in time. But the table setting stuff would mostly just be White Walkers and the Night King destroying the last hearth, the Carhold on their way down to Winterfell. Like, yeah, we know they're coming. We know they're going to crush anything in their path and add it to the army of the dead. But just think about Daenerys getting all that bad news the first couple of episodes. Like, Jon learning about his parents is actually kind of good news, even though it's so monumental and heavy it'll weigh on him. He finally learns what he's been wanting to know his entire life. Where's my mother? Is she still alive? Does she know about me? Did she care about me? Daenerys is going to have to learn that her new boyfriend is also related to her and has a stronger claim on the Iron Throne than she does. And if that wasn't enough, she's going to learn that she'll eventually have to kill her child, Viserion, again, because she thinks of the dragons as her children. It's one thing to watch your child die like she did during season 7, episode 6. That was heartbreaking. But then to watch it come back and have to kill it all over again is going to crush her. It's almost like the first half of the season is a contest between the writers to see how much crap they can put Daenerys through. 7, they describe the violence in the episode, this is just episode 1, as being very dark, brutal, and unsettling, and I think that's mostly a reference to just the White Walkers and the Night King making their way south, maybe destroying the last hearth and the Carhold, just completely washing over it like a wave of undead whites. But even though it's supposed to be super intense, they do say that it's one of the funniest episodes of Game of Thrones in the history of the show. There's a whole bunch of really witty one-liners peppered throughout from different characters. I'm assuming from the characters that typically get witty one-liners. So you're talking about Bran, Varys, Arya, Cersei, Tyrion, maybe Jaime, maybe Samwell. Not people like Jon Snow, who does have really memorable lines, but he's not a character that tells a lot of jokes. 6, this is actually kind of funny. They say that Daenerys will have to deal with Jon's snide, sniffy sisters. I guess that means that Arya also won't treat her very nicely. We knew that Sansa isn't going to like Daenerys in the first episode, but apparently Arya is going to be pretty cold to her as well. But they say that that doesn't stop her and Jon from showing affection with each other in public. So you know what that means. They're going to make everyone really uncomfortable with their PDAs, and it'll be even funnier in a bad way when they find out that they're related. 5, there was another subsequent quote that all but confirmed Jon's going to learn the truth about Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark before the end of the first episode. I think we all expected it would happen within the first couple of episodes. Now it definitely sounds like it's happening sometime during the first episode. 4, everyone that saw the episode was laying dramatically increased odds on Tyrion dying before the end of the season based on his scenes in Season 8, Episode 1. So whatever it is that he does during the episode makes it seem like he just jumped up the death predictions list. There's a bunch of full frontal nudity in the episode. They didn't say who, but of all the big main characters who could possibly get sex scenes in the episode, there's Jon Snow and Daenerys, and maybe Cersei down in King's Landing. But even though Gendry and Arya are back together in the same place, in Joe Dempsey's interview, he just said that he and Arya spend their early time back together just catching up on everything that's happened to them since Melisandre took him mid-season 3 and she got picked up by the Hound. So number 3, Gendry said that he will make himself a special new weapon during the season, probably something with dragon glass in the design. It seems like everyone that's standing on the line here, the Stark soldiers, the Knights of the Vale, Brienne, Podrick, the Unsullied, the Dothraki, Jorah Mormont, Brienne, people with Valyrian swords, or they've got some sort of dragon glass variant weapon. Gendry, Joe Dempsey, said that he has a fairly active and predictable role in the first couple of episodes preparing for the Army of the Dead. So obviously you've seen him in the trailer, he's helping forge new weapons. So as you would expect, he's going to help make all their dragonglass weapons. And he really did reiterate that he had a lot of fun acting with Maisie Williams again, because it's been a couple years since they've been together and they both kind of matured as actors, particularly Maisie Williams, who was still a really little kid the last time they had scenes together. So number 2, Jerome Flynn did an interview talking about why he thinks that everyone is going to hate Bronn a little more now, confirming a couple theories about what's going on with his character at the beginning of the season. I've got a lot of big questions about what's going on with Bronn at the beginning of the season because we haven't seen him in any of the trailers as far as we know. So this is the actor Jerome Flynn's quote about Bronn at the beginning of the season. He says, "I don't know, they might not love him as much as they do right now," talking about before the season starts because Bronn is a fan favorite character. He goes on to say, "But I hope they still like him." He says he is who he is, talking about his own character Bronn. He'll do what he needs to get his castle. He also says that his scenes that he filmed weren't that stressful or strenuous. So he says he wasn't really freaked out. It wasn't like the people up in the north filming that Battle of Helm's Deep, episode 3, huge battle with the White Walkers. So a couple of things that you can glean from that. I think one, when he says that he thinks that people might not like Bronn as much as they used to, is because he will be with Cersei in King's Landing, picking her side because he feels like she's still going to give him the castle that he's owed. It just seems like right now Cersei is the one who's paying Bronn, and that's why he'll be loyal to her at the beginning of the season. It'll just create more drama later if he doesn't die and he's still around when they all make it back down there. The fact that he says his scenes weren't that strenuous to film does make it sound like he didn't have any really huge, long battle scenes. Hopefully he doesn't die before he gets to have some really cool, badass battle scenes. But there will be fighting going on down at King's Landing eventually, regardless of which theory you want to endorse about the timeline of events. Then, of course, number 1, we have to talk about the new upgraded Season 8 intro sequence. So I can't play the clip in here for obvious reasons, but you just see ice tiles flipping over on the sort of map table board, spreading outward from the wall south, encompassing the last hearth, which implies that because they built it out, we will go to the last hearth during the episode. Makes sense because that's the closest castle south of Eastwatch by the Sea. That's probably where the White Walkers would head first, but you travel in and around the north much, much more. Because remember, we don't really need to go to the east in the episode. We're mostly in and around Winterfell up in the north and down and around King's Landing. So they're just spending more time on the map in a much bigger way around those locations. There was also a separate brief clip that made it online of the portion of the intro with King's Landing in the Red Keep. One of the big upgrades during the Season 8 version of the intro sequence is that the camera goes down inside the Red Keep through the throne room and down below where Balerion the Black Dread's skull is in that storeroom that we saw during Season 7, directly below the Iron Throne. So you ask, what is the point of going down inside the Red Keep during the intro sequence, other than just to make it look really cool and spend a bunch of extra money making a new version of the intro? Well, what they can do now, episode to episode, is show you physical changes inside the throne room. So if Daenerys' vision from the House of the Undying comes to pass and the Red Keep is partially destroyed and you see snow falling in, they can show you physical changes to the inside of the Iron Throne room episode to episode based on the intro sequence. In the way that they've changed the different locations season to season based on what's happening there, like when the Boltons had Winterfell during season 5, you saw the Flayed Man sigil instead of the Stark sigil, you saw smoke billowing out, and that lasted for quite a while. So they added this much detail to the Red Keep. I would also expect it to be the same up at Winterfell, although we haven't seen that part of the intro sequence yet. So what'll happen is I'll be doing a couple other big bonus videos just to get everybody ready for the start of the season. Then for the most part, all the videos that I do episode to episode will be just like I've done in previous seasons. I'll add links to my playlists at the end of this so you can watch some of those to get a sense for what they're like. But if you've been a subscriber for a couple seasons now, then you know the drill, you know all the videos that I'm going to make for it. If you're brand new to the channel, don't worry, I'll try to remind people about the video schedule episode to episode as we go along. Congratulations, Dimitri Nesbitt, you're the giveaway winner from my last big Game of Thrones video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Click here to watch that last big teaser trailer, and click here for those other brand new promos that they dropped. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. We are almost there. The season has almost started.